This is Will Knight, and we're back with another podcast of All About Nothing. And today, my co-host is Bryan. Bryan runs a travel agency called Zoom Vacations. Hey, Bryan.
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah?
So I will just make one minor correction in how you introduced me. It's not a travel agency. We are a luxury gay group tour operator.
Okay, all right.
I can tell you the difference.
I stand by my correction.
One of the things we can talk about is the difference in an agency versus a tour operator.
All right. And we are having, a glass of wine here at Bryan's villa.
Aren't these cute? These little glasses are from Morocco.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, we're just having I said Bryan's villa, but we're here in Chicago, and we're just jamming out right now. So, Bryan, what's the primary benefit of using specialized travel agencies like Zoom Vacations compared to other independent?
Like rather than like doing it on your own?
Yeah.
I think especially depends on who you are consulting. Who you're like, there's a lot of travel agents who, this may sound terrible, I kind of call them order takers. Mm-hmm. They're people that you just call them, you want them to book a hotel in this destination, and they do it. Using someone like Zoom Vacations, like we have been all over the world. Like myself and my business partner, Joel Cabrera, we have ourselves like probably been to the hotels that we're recommending. I mean, you name the city and the destination, we've probably been there. And if sometimes maybe someone wants to book something that we've not been there, we have a whole network of other really high-end professional travel planners that I will consult with as well to say, hey, I've actually not been to Telluride. Can you, like, where, this is my client, where should they stay? So one of the benefits of using the right one is that they have been there and they can provide you with little tips like when you're at the hotel, hey, this hotel actually, like there's this hotel we use in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's one of my favorite hotels anywhere. It's called the Capella. And like one of my tips for anyone staying there is, for instance, always you got to go to the speakeasy that's on the roof of the hotel. It's super, super cool. There's a 5 o'clock cocktail hour. Absolutely don't miss it. It's the kind of thing they don't publicize it too much, but don't miss it. It's like little tips like that I give people while I've booked them that really benefit the traveler because I've been there myself and I can tell you what to do.
Okay. And, it's not, 5 o'clock here, but it's 2 o'clock here and we're having some drinks.
Yeah, that's very common for me. Someone likes the sauce.
Can you share an example of personalized travel experiences like what Zoom Vacations does?
So Zoom Vacations is a gay group, a luxury gay group vacation company. So we're organizing group departures that we're creating our own itineraries, our own special events. Like Joel just got back from Morocco. So we took a tour of 22 people all through Morocco. Went to the Sahara Desert, obviously went to, well not obviously, but pretty much everyone who goes to Morocco goes to Marrakesh, did all that, stayed in the Casbah, another place, did all kinds of things. In the Sahara Desert, for instance, we surprised everyone. We did a camel safari. We did a camelback ride through the desert dunes at sunset, and then surprised everyone with a little oasis with Moroccan rugs and stuff that we created in the middle of nowhere, and we had like a party in the middle of the dunes. It was sick. Yeah, we do that stuff on every trip.
That sounds awesome.
It was it was great.
People love it. Getting there, do you prefer a window seat or aisle seat?
I prefer an aisle seat, and thank you for asking. Yeah, I like an aisle seat, but that's just because I have to pee all the time, and I don't want to bother. I hate bothering people. It's a little pet peeve of mine. So yeah, someone's got a tinkle. So yeah, I just that's why I'm aisle.
Can you share an example of personalized travel experiences that you created for clients?
Oh yeah, like our client, we have this really wonderful guy named John from Oklahoma, and he turned 60, and so we designed a big trip for him and his 24 closest friends that we started in Monte Carlo, went on the Evrima Ritz-Carlton yacht, went all over, not all, but several ports in France, and then Mallorca and Menorca. We did a culminating birthday event for him in Menorca at a farm, which was insane. It had entertainment and it was sick. And then ended in Rome, and one of the things we did, we took vintage cars. Everyone got in, we had, 12 vintage cars? And everyone drove around Rome, and we ended up at this restaurant called Aroma that overlooks the Colosseum. some of the best photos I've ever taken of any of our trips was that night. It was really cool.
And this was a private.
This was a private one.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just hired us to do that, and then we did a big ending party at a big palace.
And you
in
go
Rome.
with your client.
Generally, Joel or myself. And that trip, we both were there. There was a lot of moving parts, so we both needed to be there because we're kind of acting as special event planners internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you tell me or tell the audience, like for instance, you and your business partner was both there. You were both doing behind the work scenes, event planning. That took a lot of work.
Oh my gosh, a lot. And even our client was like, I know you guys woefully undercharged me. Because when he saw all the components coming together, he was like, oh my gosh. And but he's such a great guy. And he kind of like, when you love the person you're doing the work for, and when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like it. So we kind of like, man, we obsessed over that trip. We obsessed over all of our trips though. But when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like it. It just feels like I'm just doing something I love. I don't know. It doesn't feel like work.
How does Zoom Vacation ensure that the travel packages are inclusive and welcoming to all your travel clients?
Before every trip, we send out, we talk with people extensively, but we send out guest interest kind of forms that we ask people about all their likes and dislikes, and if they're night owl, if they're a morning person, whatever. So, because one of the things we do is we actually pair people on our trips. So if you wanted to go, for instance, and you wanted to room with someone, you could split the cost of the room that way, and we would pair you with someone else who was going. We always have a welcome event that is specifically geared towards getting people to mingle, feel welcome, feel a part of the group and included. There's a couple other things we do that I can't really, you'll have to kind of take a Zoom Vacations for yourself, as you know from being on the Peru trip. There's the items that we gave that are meant to connect people. So you saw some of this. I don't want to give away so much of our secret sauce because hopefully some people who maybe hear this will want to come and. I was on the Peru trip, and it was, I believe it was 4 or 5 people, including a female. It was at that trip there were 7 of us.
7 of us.
There were supposed to be 9, but remember that was a trip
that's
a bunch of flights got re-diverted because there was a issue at the airport, so 2 people ended up not coming on the trip.
So, favorite airline snack?
Oh wow! Now. Okay, so this is where I sound bougie for a second, but we fly. Oh no! This question, I love it and I hate it. Joel would love this question. Caviar?
Oh my God! What airline?
Emirates.
What airline have caviar?
Emirates. When you fly Emirates, game changer. Okay, so my favorite airline thing was they have this poached. Oh my God, this is gonna sound awful. This poached lobster thing with caviar, and I actually have a mixed caviar with it. Yeah.
On Emirates? This is on Emirates.
Yeah, it's on Emirates First International.
Okay, so let's just go with American Airlines.
Okay. So
American United. What's your go-to snack?
I mean, I love me some pretzels. I'll go for pretzels, and I always get a Bloody Mary.
All right.
There's something I don't have Bloody Marys ever. Maybe at brunch occasionally, but I get on a plane and I'm like, oh, I gotta go to Bloody Mary. Suddenly I need one. Okay. It's weird.
So. I never flew Emirates, and every time I see a commercial, I'm like, I need to fly Emirates.
So I will say that, do you remember that Jennifer Aniston commercial that she was flying Emirates, and there's the bar car, and she's talking to the people. It was a really funny commercial, and she was like, I had this dream that I was whatever, all the luxury, and they're like, well, you're not on Emirates, man. And then it turns out, actually, that was a dream. Then she wakes up, and she's like, oh, thank God. Yeah, it is nice. I mean, there's several airlines that have pretty incredible business and first class when you're flying internationally.
Okay.
Oh, they beat the U.S. carriers by far and away. Which is also really funny, by the way, because we've had travelers who we suggest one of these other airlines, and they're like, well, it's not American or United or Continental. Is it safe? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Not only is it safe.
I actually like flying on the carrier of the country that I'm going to.
Depending on the country, me too.
Because I had a bad experience. So my first trip to Argentina, and this is after I was going to Australia a few times, I was like, I need to change my game. So I flew American or United. I flew a United. Lost my luggage. Now, how do you lose luggage on a direct flight?
I mean, we had a traveler one time whose bag, we were going to Venice, and his bag went to Vienna.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Geographically, that's not good. So what are some of the most common misconceptions about using travel agencies?
Oh, yeah, versus doing it on your own or
Yeah.
something. Oh, one misconception is that you're going to pay more.
Okay.
And that is one that really drives me nuts because we get special rates oftentimes. And I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons to use someone like us is because, like, let's say you wanted to go to, let's say
Colombia.
Okay. Or I'm thinking a specific hotel,
Okay.
like in Paris, the Hotel Esprit Saint Germain. Okay, one of the little hotels I like. It's hard for you to book Hotel Esprit Saint Germain and be like, hey, I'm Will, I'm a VIP, I'm very important, you need to upgrade me, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of awkward, it's hard for you to do, and even if you did that, they're gonna be like, okay, well, everybody else is too. We have buying power as an agent. They know that if our clients are happy, we're gonna send more clients to them. And it's easier for me, especially because I was just at a hotel event last night, actually Hotel Esprit Saint Germain, the representative was there at the event in Chicago. I have a personal relationship with Adrian, who represents that hotel. I can say to Adrian, hey Adrian, can you upgrade Will? And also because we are a part of some different travel consortiums, you get special perks by booking through us. For instance, you get breakfast included. For instance, you might have a $100, €100 like included hotel credit or something like that. There might be complimentary drinks. Different hotels do different things for us. So those are just some of the reasons, like getting you upgraded to a nicer room, getting special perks. You might some hotels even like, oh, this is Will Knight, he loves chocolate covered almonds. You might get to your hotel room and have chocolate covered almonds waiting for you because my friend Adrian has made sure you have them. Things like that.
Okay. I need to start going through you now.
We have certain travelers who always go through us before they book hotels. We have other travelers of ours who they do our group trips and they don't realize that we do private stuff as well. And that's, by the way, the difference. Like tour operator, our company creates tours. Travel agent books independent trips for people. Even though we're a tour operator, we also do perform some of those traditional travel agent roles of like just booking hotels and whatever. And oftentimes I tell my friends, you should totally book the hotel through us.
Right.
Because I can hook you up with perks. Yeah.
All right. What type of exclusive deals or packages can travelers expect when booking through a specialized agency like you?
Well, special deal for us, because we're a luxury tour operator, I don't know if it would resonate as, oh my God, that's such a great deal. But you can certainly go through Apple Vacations or whatever, and they can get you deals. I don't always think I don't think that's always the best way to go about thinking about your travel. I think that sometimes people get a little bit myopic and just like, oh, my trip was this inexpensive price and I got all this stuff, yay. Yes, that can be great, but I think one of the thing that I've realized that we are all missing in our world right now is a lot of us don't have enough time.
Yeah.
And so when you're at some destination and you've chosen some like blanket trip you end up doing stuff. I just talked to my travelers yesterday actually, this guy Lewis from Florida, and he was actually talking about how he kind of was expecting certain things, and then it was just like a kind of run-of-the-mill like cookie cutter vacation, and he's like, oh, he was actually telling me, I wish I would have gone through you because I was in Argentina, and the company I used, we just kind of like, it could have been any itinerary. It wasn't to his specific needs or interests. It was just a blanket like puzzle piece fit in. Yeah.
Got it.
Whereas we're doing special things, getting to know our travelers. We're getting to our travelers really well, so we can give them exactly what they want, so that they can use the time while they're there to make it what they want it to be.
You know what was interesting is going back to Peru.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go. It was a year after my kidney surgery and my kidney transplant surgery, and it was an accomplishment for me
Oh my God, you were amazing. You went up to Wanu Peach. You hiked up the higher mountain with all that altitude with one kidney.
And lots of water.
Oh my God. But you were amazing. I was like,
Thanks.
that was inspirational for all of us in the group.
But I wanted to know, because we experienced, and the next question goes to what type of, like, unexpected issues.
Oh, you saw it happen in Peru.
Oh my God! I let me just tell the audience, or if you want to fill the audience in on what happened.
You please. There was a lot that trip, though.
It was a lot. There was a plane accident in Peru on the runway,
And that's why those two other travelers couldn't even get there, because they just decided, this is
and
too
I was
much.
going 3 days ahead of time.
Yeah, and even you got diverted to Panama. Where did you get diverted?
I got No, my trip was canceled, and then it was rebooked.
Okay.
The next day.
Okay. Right.
But it was interesting because I was going 3 days before and not the day of.
Right. If you were going the day of, you would have missed.
I would have missed my flight.
Yeah.
Also, when we were in Peru, they had strikes everywhere.
So in Peru, what happened? Oh my God, that was, and that's so. Like, to answer that question, why use a travel planner? This is a good example.
Yes.
When we were supposed to go to Machu Picchu, they had a strike, and they were not allowing, just for the 2 nights that we were supposed to be in Machu Picchu, they were not allowing the trains to go through. So we had to do redo our whole itinerary. I had to, for you guys. And we actually went to Machu Picchu a day earlier to avoid the strike. Do you remember?
I remember.
So we actually had to redo a bunch of stuff, and then we stayed at that hotel for an extra night. And then, like, the train coming back, instead of doing the big Thanksgiving dinner on the train, I organized a big Thanksgiving dinner in that wine cellar. Remember?
Yes, of the hotel.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was actually really fun. But you guys got to just enjoy Machu Picchu those 2 days. Well, I'm in the background scrambling my balls off because I gotta figure out, like, I gotta get that.
You have 8 people, or 8 people.
Yeah, I gotta figure this all out.
So
I got a bunch of people who came to Peru to go to Machu Picchu.
Right.
I gotta make sure they get there. Now, do you remember, though, when we were in Machu Picchu, there was no one there?
Oh,
do you
yes.
remember?
Yes.
I think we saw like 20 other travelers.
Yes.
And that's because no one could get there.
No one was there, and the llamas was actually out in the open.
Yeah.
And like
grazing,
let people see them and coming up to us.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was like no one was there.
But that was a good example of where you guys got to just. I think you probably remember me even telling everyone, "Hey, you guys just have fun. I'll figure this out."
Yeah.
So.
And you disappeared for a while because you were working behind the scenes,
trying to get organize this big, Thanksgiving dinner, last minute. There was a lot to do, but we always stand by what we're doing. We're not just going to be like, oh, Trey, I guess you're not going to go to Machu Picchu. No, that wasn't an option. I had to figure it out.
And just to let people know, the audience know, what we saw was people walking with their suitcases.
Yes, we did see that.
Like literally backpacks, suitcases.
On the train tracks.
And that's
walking miles and miles.
Trying to walk to the next, wherever they need to be, train station, because there was bus waitings there was a bus or something
Some
waiting.
people went through hell to get back.
It was interesting. I was like, well, how close is this to train station? It's like 7 kilometers. I was like, oh my God.
And they have big luggage.
So you have to drag and carry your backpack, your luggage for
Can you imagine? No.
Wow.
That's not with me at the helm. No. We sorted it.
What's your favorite, I'm sorry, carry-on or over, let me rephrase this, carry-on luggage or overpacker check bag?
Oh my God, that's a great question. Oh shit, my travelers will even be like, no. I really hate checking a bag, but I also like outfits. So I just went to Palm Springs a couple weekends ago, and I just did carry on. But here's the thing: once I am checking a bag, then I'm packing.
You're gonna check a bag.
I'm checking that. I'm filling that bitch full of whatever. I'm not once I'm checking a bag anyway, I'm filling it full of stuff. But what's funny for me is that I always have when I'm leading a Zoom Vacations tour, there's so much stuff I'm bringing for my group, like all the stuff, all the swag that you get and stuff. My bag is mostly full with Zoom stuff for the group, but then also I like to look cute, so I like to like dress. I like to kind of like vamp it up with the fashion in these trips.
Yeah,
So I pack a lot.
You pack a lot?
Yeah. Once you're checking a bag, then I feel like you're already waiting at the carousel. Who cares? You can check 2 bags. Like at that point, you're already waiting.
What was interesting is I'm a carry-on guy, and I could go for a month and have a carry-on with no problems at all.
Yeah.
Bryan is giving me more wine to drink.
I would never. As I'm pouring full. Sorry, that glass is full. We're going to be like in 20 minutes like, anyway.
So what was interesting about this is I'm at the airport, and I'm waiting to get picked up by a car service.
Yeah.
That Zoom Vacations arranged. And I have a carry-on, and I'm there for 12 days. I forgot how many days it was. But what was interesting about it, there was a guy, 2 guys in a corner collecting people suitcases and telling them to stand in line because they're going on a ship. They're going on a cruise. So, and I see people with like 2 oversized bags. Like the husband will have a bag, the wife will have a bag, then they have their smaller suitcase. And it was like so much luggage.
It becomes cumbersome and overwhelming and not nice.
And
actually.
I asked the guy, I says, where are you guys going? And he was I forgot where he said. And I says, how long is the cruise for?
Yeah.
And he goes, it was only for 7 days. Yeah. And I said, people bringing all this for 7 days? And he goes, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, and I held up my backpack, my carry-on, and I was like, well, this is my carry-on for 2 weeks.
So I love people like you on our trips who don't have a lot of luggage, because it absolutely, when we have a group tour and someone's bringing a lot of luggage, it can get pretty cumbersome. Like for instance, in South Africa, we go into a private little luxury lodge in the middle of Kruger National Park, and we take these small planes, and you can't have tons of luggage. We have to literally drive in people's luggage separately, and it takes a little longer to get there than while we fly in. And if you have tons of luggage, it just adds so much time loading up, unloading, and blah, blah, blah. And then it's just this huge bag in your room. And I don't know, I don't know if you've noticed this, Will, but like, you stay in a hotel, if you have a big checked bag, it's not going to fit in the closet.
Correct.
The closets are not made.
Correct.
Or luggage usually is not made to match the size parameters of hotel closets. And I feel like, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I can make a lot of money by creating a bag that just beautifully fit inside almost every hotel closet. Now someone else is going to do it and make tons of money. Crap.
Probably.
Don't do it. I did it first. I'm already sewing.
Most underrated travel destination right
Guatemala.
Guatemala. That was quick.
For sure. Guatemala, I feel like people don't get what it is. And Antigua, Guatemala especially. It's amazing. Okay. It's so historic. The food is insane. The hotels are awesome. And then just a short flight away is the ruins of Tikal in Guatemala, which you feel like you're Indiana Jones. So yeah. I didn't know you were going to ask that, but that just, it's like, it's always my like instant like, it's amazing if people only knew.
For all those who have passports, what stamp are you most proud of?
Oh my God. I never think about it like that. So I would have to engineer some pride that I actually don't really like.
So
like I don't, there's no stamp that I'm like, there's no stamp that I'm necessarily, that's a tough, geez.
Yeah,
tell me yours. Maybe
Australia.
Why?
Because
so far?
It's so far away. It's based in Chicago. You fly to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Overlay Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or overlay in LA or somewhere in California, and then you're off for another 8-hour, 10-hour flight
Yeah.
to somewhere else. So it's just kind of like so many hours
Yeah.
from the moment you leave the house. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, how long a flight is it?" And to me, it's like, it's not how long the flight is. It's how long you wake up and get the Uber or your transport to the airport.
Right.
Till you land at the hotel.
Oh, it's much longer than just the flight
Till you
time.
land at the hotel. Right.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, oh, how long is your flight? Well, you know,
my travel time is actually...
my travel time is 25 hours, but my flight time is only 8.
Yeah.
You know, because you're going from one destination to the other. You have Ubers, you have the airport you have to stand into, the TSA lines, and all that stuff.
Layovers. Trust.
Yeah.
I was just stuck, but I was stuck in the Maldives because of the Iranian war stuff, and I ended up, Joel, my business partner.
Tell us about that. This is something that was...
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Because if you were, for instance, if you were on a tour, you literally have to have somebody to do those, find out another. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so like I'm in the Maldives, and I'm in this resort, and it's beautiful, and all. I love the Maldives, and all the flights. I was on a Qatar Airways flight flying through Doha, Qatar, but the airspace closed, and at that time we weren't sure, like, well, how long is this airspace going to be closed? Is it going to be, a day or 2 days? Is it going to be a month, 2 months? I mean, who knows? And so I was at this one resort. They let me stay another night, which was super amazing. Ragili is the name. I'll give them a shout out because they were gracious and actually didn't charge me for the night that I stayed extra, which was pretty cool. But it sounds wonderful, like, oh, you were stuck in the Maldives, boohoo. But I was the whole entire time on my computer trying to get a flight, because I had to get out.
Because the U.S. has actually started a war.
That's correct. Because the U.S. started a war. Thanks. And so my business partner got me I shouldn't say a flight, got me flights home, but it took me about 48 hours to get home. I mean, I had an overnight in Jakarta at the airport, which sucked, and I had like a lot of time in Kuala Lumpur. Then I flew into one airport in Japan. I flew into, oh my God, what's it called? Oh my God. Well, I flew into Narita, but then I flew out of, what's the other one? I'm just blanking on the name of it, but it's about 2 hours drive, so I had to fly into one airport, drive 2 hours to another airport, and then fly back to LA. Anyway, I got home eventually, but that was crazy. Oh, but I did have an answer to your question, which is kind of funny answer. The passport stamp that I'm most proud of, which I don't even know if I got stamped or not. That's why I'm like, oh, this stuff doesn't really matter to me. But Cuba. So I don't even know if my passport I can't remember if they stamped it or not, because we went many years ago as part of a person-to-person cultural exchange program, which allowed me to go, but I don't remember if I actually stamped it or not. But I know I'm kind of feel like, oh, that was cool that I went to Cuba, because for Americans it's kind of like this forbidden fruit, like this place that a lot of us want to go that people haven't been. Nicest people in the world, by the way, in Cuba.
You have to go through Canada to get to Cuba.
No, I flew from Miami.
Oh,
there are flights.
Oh, there are flights now.
Mm-hmm. Well, but it's just you have to go into special programs special programs.
What is one thing travelers should never forget to pack?
Something to eat and something to do, something to keep their mind occupied while they are, because like for instance, I always have my iPad loaded with my guilty pleasure shows, which for me is Project Runway. And you should always have snacks, which for me is like beef jerky, because I like protein and stuff. So always, because you just don't know how long you could have a delay. You never know when you could have a delay. And I just think that you don't want to get hangry, and you also don't want to just be sitting like, oh my God, I'm so bored. Like, speaking of Cuba, I was actually in Cuba when we had a really long delay to get home, and I remember being so happy that I had this really wonderful audiobook that I was listening to at the time, and that just like, oh, that didn't even matter to me, because didn't bother me, because I had something to do.
I love audiobooks. Yeah. Love them.
Like whatever it is for you, whatever the thing is that you like, even if it's embarrassing, if it's some trashy show, oh my God, just I always tell people, pack some guilty pleasure, something that is like, you can just like have fun, and it's like the delay, you don't care because you're enjoying it.
What's your go-to video?
My go-to, wait, that's personal.
I'll say, I'll say, when you download.
Is it getting hot in
when
here?
you said RuPaul.
No, I said Project Runway.
Project Runway.
Yeah.
So what are your best TV series that you could go to and look at over and over again, even if you're on a plane?
Well, the movie that I could watch over and over again, ironically, is the movie Airplane. And I feel like it relaxes me because it's just so, I still find it hilarious. It's so dumb. But Project Runway, I can watch, I watch like the fashion shows over and over. Like, I'm into fashion. In addition to travel, I'm into fashion quite a bit. But yeah, how about, what's yours?
Law and Order SVU.
Oh, really? What do you like about it?
There's several. There's several of my go-to.
Probably because the boys are cute or something.
No, it's just one of those things where it's a crime drama. So it's not like a movie where it's like you have to wait. It's a beginning, it's a start, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And it's just like start, middle, end, start, middle, end, start, middle, end.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you could pop in like season 3, episode 5.
Exactly. You don't have to follow it.
Oh,
you could
that is
start off
nice.
at the latest one because, unless it's a continuation and they say, oh, this what happened on, part 1 of this. But you could drop in at any time and be like, okay, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other series I love is Lioness.
Lioness? What
Yes.
platform is that?
Prime.
Oh, cool. I have Prime. Okay.
It's awesome.
Okay,
That's a show that's a series that you have to watch. You can't drop in.
You can't drop in.
Yeah, so I like that when I'm on a long flight from here to Europe.
Yeah.
I could be on a plane and be like 8 hours of Lioness.
You can binge it.
I could binge watch it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Having a binge show like that, where you kind of like, like when I was in Jakarta. God, I know what I was watching. I was watching Bridgerton, and when I had that overnight in Jakarta, thank God I had all that Bridgerton saved on my phone, saved on my iPad, because I watched that forever. Yeah. But since you mentioned Prime and we're talking about shows, I will give a plug for Made in Heaven. MADE, like that kind of Made.
Yeah.
Made in Heaven. It takes place in India, and I think it's the most accurate portrayal of India I've ever seen. It is probably the best show that I have seen in 10 years.
I have to look this up now.
Oh my gosh, it is
Maybe that'll be on
fantastic.
my next flight.
And it tackles the gay rights issue even in season 1. It's very racy. It's super high budget, and I think that when we're talking about destinations that are, when I mentioned Guatemala, I could have also said India because I think people have this idea of what India is, and so many of my posts, all my posts of India, I always hashtag the other side of India, because there's, Nat Geo, National Geographic has done India a disservice. When you see pictures of India, it's always like the sad but beautiful child, the wrinkly old person with the soulful eyes, and they miss out on the other side of India, which just like there's a middle class that's in India that's like the largest class in India is middle class currently, and the insane hotels, the luxury aspect of India, you don't really see that. You always see like, the ruins in Calcutta and blah, which is part of it, but yeah. I always think it's interesting when people tell me they don't want to go to India because it's dirty, and I'm like, I've sent those people, I'm like this, and they're like, yeah, like this. I'll send them a picture. I'm like, okay, that was Manhattan actually, but because seriously, like sometimes I'm like,
that's where you live.
Yeah, that's where actually I can show you this highway we take from Jaipur to the airport, from our hotel to the airport. It's all in the median. It's all bougainvillea. It's beautiful. I'm like, people don't realize what is actually here.
Yeah. So early morning tours or nightlife excursions for your group?
Oh my gosh. We don't do any early. We do have early mornings sometimes because of flights, or because if you're in Angkor Wat in Cambodia, you want to wake up and see sunrise over Angkor Wat. Other than that, we don't start our tours before 9 a.m. But we also don't do tons of like late night. Like if we're in Bangkok, we're going to go out and do some stuff and do some fun things at night, of course. But other destinations, no, because we're kind of enjoying the daylight. And like Maldives, for instance, isn't like a late night place. Sri Lanka, it's not like necessarily a late night. Yeah, remember like Peru, we weren't like, but people could on their own in Lima. But
I'm thinking more in the area of outside of Lima. I didn't think about Lima, but yeah, you're right. How does Zoom Vacations stay current?
Oh my gosh! So we like last night we went to this event. Joel and I went to this event where we had this hotel representation company that was showing us all their properties and what's the new things that the latest and greatest things that they're doing. We go to those events a lot. We go to travel shows, like luxury travel shows around the world, where we learn about the latest restaurants, the most high-end, like the best new hotels, the best tours, cool excursions to do. That, and then also just with my social life, like just we are going to cocktail parties and talking to people like you. Like maybe Will and I are having a cocktail party, and I know you go to Brazil a lot. Maybe we're talking about Brazil, and then you tell me, "Oh, Brian, by the way, the next time you go to Brazil, make sure there's this little place I found in Rio. It's so cool for a little drink, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh," and I note it. I note all that stuff. When I'm talking to somebody, give me a little snippet. I'm like, it's in. I write it. I go home and I write it down.
It was interesting because I was in Brazil and I was.
You poor thing. It's terrible there.
It's so terrible.
No beautiful beaches, no beautiful people, no delicious. Wait. What?
No, it's not Central City's country at all. You know. No. So I was in Brazil.
So
it was at the Eagles Falls.
Oh, Eagles Falls, yeah. Oh, yeah, you told me about that hotel.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I was like, you know, I planned it. My travel buddy and we planned it. He's from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. He just retired, so we traveled together a couple of times. Once a year, we do a long vacation because we split the cost and everything. So we went to the falls, and it was so interesting because, you know, you're sitting on a computer, you're looking at photos. We didn't have a reference. We just looking at reviews and stuff like that. And
which could all be made up. You never know.
Exactly. You know, did these people really stay there, or were they friends of?
Yeah.
you know,
or do they own the hotel?
Right. Exactly. But was the most interesting is the one hotel that we stayed at. I text you and I says, listen, I know you probably get these texts all the time, and I don't know if you like them or not, but
I love it.
If you come here with your group, you have to stay here. And I showed you video, took photos.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, this is one of the hotels that's like, you would love it. Yeah. Because we saw a couple people on their honeymoon there. I saw some, you know, you walk in, the reception, there's a bar. There's a bar that's open where you sign all your documents, they take everything. Oh, come over here and sit out. You know, you don't stand at the desk, you go fill it out, and then they'll bring everything to you.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing was, you know, I know you know, other travel agencies and luxury travel, is just like, how many times do they get these emails and texts that they don't want?
I always want. I get them sometimes. I mean, not all the time. I think sometimes, I hope maybe people assume I don't care or don't want. I absolutely want. Just because I am just as I travel a lot, and I consider myself a travel expert. My God, the world's a big place, and I didn't know about that property actually when you told me about it.
Oh,
but
really?
I also, but I didn't just, you know, I think someone has to have a pretty big ego to not, you know, listen when someone's telling them, especially if it's you. My God, you've known me for years. You've been on my trips. You know the level that I appreciate and respect. So, my God, when you tell me this property, I especially pay attention.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, if you were to do a cookbook, what would your favorite recipe be?
Okay, so I make this. I call it Mediterranean cod. Yeah, that would be my favorite recipe. It just has a bunch of like, I don't know, artichoke hearts and stuff.
Now bear with me.
I'm with you.
We're going to do a footnote on the recipe.
Okay.
And the footnote would be, what's one thing that would make you laugh on a trip where somebody goes?
What's one thing that would make me laugh on a trip?
Yeah, that somebody has done.
Oh.
That would be the footnote. Like the recipe would be, you know, 2 cups of flour, 4 eggs. And as a footnote, never go to blah, blah, blah and do this.
Okay. I don't know if I'm answering this question correctly or not.
Go for it.
But it may not be, but it is the first thing that popped in my head. So we were, oh God, I hope this person doesn't ever hear this podcast. But, I mean, I hope everyone hears this podcast. What am I saying, except for this guy? We were in Costa Rica and we're on the beach with a group and we're looking at the sky and it's so beautiful and there's all these birds flying overhead and someone in the group, doesn't matter, says, oh wow, God, those birds, they look like almost like pterodactyls. And this one traveler goes, those are extinct, right? In full, like, he wasn't joking.
Okay.
And I just go, everyone's quiet and I just go, yeah. Yeah, those are extinct. Moving right on. The dinosaur? Pterodactyl? Yeah, it's extinct, girl.
There you go. Couple more questions. We're going to end this up. How does Zoom Vacations advertise to the community?
We don't.
What's
really.
your public? What's your?
Yeah. You know, so we are a word of mouth company and always have been. And I don't want to change that because when you are existing off of word of mouth, it keeps you honest. Not that anything wouldn't keep me, I always would be honest, but it keeps, you have to have a good product when you're existing off of word of mouth. If you're buying tons of advertising space, marketing, blah, 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 public, spending lots of money for PR, you can get people on your tours. And then you can have whatever kind of crappy tour you want, and you can just keep on advertising and get more people. When you're existing and you are requiring your travelers to tell other people about it, it has to be good, or they are not going to promote you. And so we would rather put our money back into the trips than put that money into a marketing budget or an advertising budget. That's why, like, little things like when you were in Peru, like, if I just would have been like, oh, yeah, you guys, well, it turns out, Machu Picchu, we can't get there. Sorry. That wasn't an option for me. Like, I had to.
Right. This is why I came halfway across the world.
Yes. I had to figure it the F out. And then even like Thanksgiving dinner, like, I could have just been like,
I don't care if we have to climb the gate.
We're just going to do some minor thing. Like, you know, that Thanksgiving dinner, I didn't have to do it in that private wine cellar. I thought it was pretty sick. It was pretty cool. It was so beautiful. Remember, we had the candles going down the steps to it. And like, I could have just been like, hey, we're just going to do something in the restaurant, but no, I want it to be so fabulous because I care about people's experience. Like, I know that you've got like maybe 2 weeks of, like a lot of Americans have 2 weeks of vacation a year, and I want to make sure it's great because I don't want to have someone devote their vacation time to me and I don't care about it. No, I care about it a lot, and so does Joel. But I also, and I also know that hopefully people have such a great time that they tell their friends. And if someone like you, and you are a great traveler, if you refer someone to me, you're not going to refer your most annoying friend to me. You're going to refer your friends to me that you know are going to appreciate what I do and that I'm going to appreciate them as a traveler. And that's why we get such nice people on our trips.
100%. Beach vacation or big city adventure?
Oh, gosh. Okay, so I will say big city adventure, but honestly, my favorite would be like small cultural town, like small historic little cultural town. That would be, you didn't give me that as an option, but that would be my favorite. Like I like, for instance, on our Peru trip, I like Cusco more than, and I love Lima. Lima's great, but Cusco is so, oh my gosh, Cusco is so charming. I just love it there.
I have 2 more questions and we're going to wrap this up.
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun on that one.
You way jumped the gun on that one.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
Hello, help.
Hashtag me too.
What destination surprises you the most?
Currently, like ongoingly surprises me the most?
Yeah.
I think Morocco surprises me a lot because it's a Muslim country and it is a dry, like there are certain hotels that are dry, meaning they don't have alcohol. Yet Morocco makes some I should have opened up a Moroccan bottle for us next time or after this one.
After this was fine. After this was fine.
Yeah,
I worked out today. I did boxing.
Too. Look at us. Oh my God.
I did boxing. I worked out. I was like, I had a meeting. So I'm
But Morocco always surprises me because it's so it's such a multi-dimensional destination. It's not conservative, but it's not liberal, it's a little bit French, it's a little bit Berber, it's a little bit Islamic, it's a little bit, it's African, it's so much, and I feel like it always is surprising me how it, like look at people like Yves Saint Laurent that went there and loved it, and like it's been such a source of inspiration for many places, I think, for many cultures. Yeah.
Can you share any success stories or testimonials from clients who have benefited from Zoom vacations?
Yeah, we had this guy on our trip, Patrick, and his partner had passed. This is the first one that comes to my mind. There's a lot. I could give you a lot, but this is the first one. And his partner had passed within the year before, and he kind of thought like, okay, my life is not my life is over, but a little bit. Like the whole, you got a partner in your whole life you've created together, your dreams. And he's a younger guy. He was like in his late 40s. And I think he thought that like what's my life gonna, like, how am I gonna be happy again? How am I gonna, like, what am I gonna do anymore? Like, how do I even form a network? And he joined our trip, and he came as a single person. And I think that trip, honestly, I think it changed his life. I think it really helped him psychologically, because he suddenly had a whole family. And you know how it is when we traveled in Peru. Like our little family travels together through Peru, and for him, was he in Peru with me too? He was in Peru, I think, too. And I think he felt so supported and cared for and loved, and he made, oh my God, he's such a great guy. Made tons of friends that he's kept. I think he's probably, I know I was following up with them after that trip for a while. I know he was keeping up with them. But that was a success story just because I felt like it changed his life, and it gave him hope.
Oh, yeah, totally. Travel advisor or travel influencer? Who gives the better advice?
Well, that's probably my favorite question. You've asked some great questions, but that's my favorite one so far. And I'm gonna say travel advisor, but I feel like I'm gonna say travel advisor for sure, because travel influencer, I feel like a little bit something. And I write an article for a magazine called Adelante out of Los Angeles every month, and my last article, which will come out in July, was just about how we travel now, like for Instagram, a little bit. Like we travel because we want to have these experiences, but that like Instagram-worthy shot becomes such a thing now. That like, are you going to that destination because that little spot within the destination because you want to do it, or because it's Instagrammable? And then when you're having this like amazing meal, how much time are you spent enjoying the meal, and how much time are you spent like photographing it and making sure it looks right and blah blah blah, so you can post it, so you can show people what you're doing, so you can have the bragging rights or whatever it is. And so influencers are getting something. All of them are getting something when they promote a destination to you. Maybe this hotel has given them 5 free nights. And so of course they're gonna be like, oh, you must stay at the Esplendor de Santo Domingo. like of course, because like that hotel just hooked them up. So you can't necessarily trust what an influencer is telling you to do, because they may have just gotten free nights. And so they want to make sure they give back. But a travel advisor, there's much less of that. But you're still making money by booking people. And some travel advisors, hey, they could book you just the most expensive place in town because they're getting a bigger commission, right? Like you get a 10% commission, you book a $1,000 place versus $500. I don't do that because I think that's super short-sighted. I want a traveler for life. I want someone to book with me and go, oh, man, I could have played at that expensive place, but geez, the place Bryan got me was actually better, and it was like half the price. I love it.
You know what's interesting is I feel the same way sometimes when I see travel influencers talk about places that I've been to before. And it's
see it.
And I see it because it's like, oh, this is the best restaurant, this is a place we go to. And I'm like, no, really? Like, let's just say, for instance, my recent trip, I just spent 7 weeks there.
In Rio?
In Rio.
Yeah.
You hear people talk about Ipanema and Ecuador and, oh, these are the best restaurants, blah, blah, blah. Well, have you tried Copacabana or other places outside?
Santa Teresa. I think I told you about I told you about my favorite. I think I'm sure I messaged you.
Yes.
Aprazivil, my restaurant is that. I just love that restaurant. I know I messaged you to go there. I'm hoping you did.
Yes. But what's interesting is I find that, are they really there for the influence, or are they there on vacation? Because
it's the same thing.
It could be the same.
Can be.
But like, for instance, I like to go to Lapa in Brazil.
Yeah.
And I interviewed a travel agency, tour guide, and he goes, "You like to go to Lapa?" I go, "Yeah, I love Lapa." But
most tourists don't know what the hell Lapa is.
They don't go there, and he goes, most Brazilians don't even go there.
I like Lapa too. And Lapa is right by Santa Teresa, which I love.
Yeah, and I love Santa Teresa. I thought that was like...
That's like the historic, cultural center of Rio for sure.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I love about Rio.
Rio,
you
Rio
find
is so much more.
much.
It's so much more than just the beach, right?
Yes, and so much history.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. One more question, we're going to wrap this up. The funniest, I probably asked you this already. What's the funniest thing you witnessed from one of your clients on the travel?
Well, shoot, I told you the pterodactyl story already,
yes.
which was. But can I answer a different question?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
Because a lot of times people are like, what's the worst thing that's ever happened on a trip? People always want to know that, and I will tell you. They both happened in South Africa, but I'll try to make them both fast. But one of them was when we had 2 planes leaving our safari lodge, going through a place called Nelspruit and then on to Victoria Falls. And overnight, hyenas had chewed through like these cables of the planes. And so we get to our planes and they're like, oh yeah, the hyenas chewed the cables. These planes aren't operational. So that was crazy. We had to bring in 2 new planes. We barely got, I can't even believe it. I still to this day can't believe we got to Nelspruit in time to get our connecting flight to go to Victoria Falls. And then the other thing happened also in Africa was when I was on the Rovos Rail train. It was like a luxury train to go through Africa, through South Africa. And we were going to this place called Grotbos, and it's like 2 hours from Cape Town. But you end the train in Cape Town. So we're about an hour from arriving in Cape Town, where we would then go a 2-hour drive. And I get a call from Grotbos, and they're like, hey, yeah, something happened last night. There was a lightning storm and hit something, and the lodge burned down. The lodge that we were about to go to. So I had to, last minute, find a different place for us to stay.
How do you do that?
And oh my gosh, dude, high stress. But I have local people I work with too, so it's not just like a good company. It's not just me. I have a whole team of people, and I have people to help me.
Did the lodge help you find something?
The lodge did help me as well. Yeah, there was a bunch of us all scrambling.
Oh my God.
For sure. But that was terrible for them.
And you had people on this that was waiting.
Oh my God, they're with me on the train and they're looking at me on the phone. I'm trying to, and I have.
You're trying to smile and be like,
yeah. You know me. I have no poker face, and so and I'm just like, it's fine. Yeah, no, that was a colonoscopy report. I just can't. No, I don't lie about that. But yeah.
Wow.
So that was, but yeah, funny. I will tell you though, Will, that trip that we were on in Peru. That's one of the hardest I've laughed for a whole week.
Yeah.
We laughed a lot that trip.
We did.
My little sister was on that trip, remember?
Yes. And it was so funny.
She's crazy.
It was interesting, just to tell the audience. It was so interesting. Like, for instance, Bryan's sister was on a trip. I was on a trip. I had just completed a year after my kidney transplant, so I needed something. I had just retired from the Chicago Fire Department. So it's like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Besides, but it was just kind of like recovery for me was 100% of what I did for that year.
Yeah, of course.
To be in order to go to Peru.
Yeah.
That was my foresight.
People trained for that trip without having just had kidney surgery.
Yeah.
People trained, yeah.
And I did it, which was, I was the last one to come up there.
Dude, didn't matter.
What was interesting? You have to, just for our audience know, when you enter the park, you have to sign your name and the time you enter.
Yeah.
And then when you come out, you have to sign your name and the time that you exit.
And that's when you go to Huayna Picchu. That's when you go to the high mountain, because they only allow a certain number of people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm coming back, and I took a picture of the book of my name, the line, and I asked the 2 people behind the counter, I said, what happens if somebody doesn't sign out? And they say, we have to go look for them.
Yeah, they go, yeah.
And I said, how many times does that happen? They said, at least a couple times a week.
Oh.
I was like...
That's one way to get a date. Help me, I'm poor.
But these guides, I'm struggling.
Yeah, they're just popping up.
They're popping up and down like it's
nothing.
Walking on a runway. It's just like, are you kidding me? Not out of breath, no hiking sticks.
And they're so nice.
Yeah.
Such nice people there.
All right, last question. We're going to wrap this up. And I want you to really think about this.
Okay.
All right?
I'm put on my thinking cap.
So, Bryan, our last 2 questions of All About Nothing podcast, and we're hosting at, our co-host is Bryan Herb at Zoom Vacations. Describe the perfect vacation in 3 words.
The perfect vacation in 3 words has to be fun, meaningful, and ideally restorative.
Last question. You ready?
I hope it's easier than the last one. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Describe Zoom vacations in 1 word.
The first word that came to my mind was experiential.
All right. And that wraps it up with
Bryan Herb
and Will Knight of the podcast All About Nothing, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Ciao.